serving the whole of this place for a long time, but after some time, the canals were silted, and the irrigation, the dam head where we're going to visit also got spoiled, and people can no more have 2 or 3 croppings a year as usual. So in 2009, federal government awarded a contract for the rehabilitation of this Adani. Up till now, nothing reasonable has been done. That's the truth about it. If you want to cross-check, you go there, there's no water. There is no water, that's the major issue. And then farmers cannot crop 2-3 times a year. So Enugu state government has made several representations to government, to federal government. We have written, our governor has written so many letters on this respect, but nothing has been done. I learned that as the end of 2012, that 3 billion naira has been appropriated for this project, for rehabilitation, but you can see that it's not working. Enugu state government made very serious conscious efforts. The road that led to this place is about 4.8 kilometers. It's part of the contract that should have been done. It's not done. The electricity, you see, is an effort of Enugu state government. It's government that did this. The Bali Bridge there, you see, is also part of what should be done, but what's not done. That contract has not been done up to today. So if we go up there, you see the conscious effort of Enugu state government to do what much they can do, what we call the Songhai Enugu initiative, which is an integrated farm, where we rehabilitated the buildings. Actually, the rehabilitation of the building was also supposed to be part of the contract. It was not, it was shabbily done. And then the state government came in and they rehabilitated the buildings. If you go there, you see what we have done there. It's a masterpiece of a center for training youths. What we did was that it was from the visit of His Excellency and the team to Benin Republic, to Songhai, Benin, from where we trained, yes, we trained about 176 youths. And then His Excellency said, look, we need to have this kind of center in our place so that we can continuously train youths. And then that was what led to the establishment of that center. Yes, we're going to meet it. But you can see the rice farms. It's unbeatable. This place is 5,000 hectares. If it's put into full capacity, we will produce more than 50,000 tons of rice here every year. And that's what we're striving to get. And then recently, federal government has also made this place a staple crop processing zone for rice. Which we've had several meetings, and it's something that's a staple crop processing zone for rice. It's something is new, and we want to see, we're crying. We want this place to be put into full utilization. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Mm.
So we move into the farms to see. Okay.
Welcome, Your Excellency. In the year 2004, I'm Engineer Ono Elua. I'm the Managing Director, Anambra Imo River Basin Development Authority, parastatal of the Federal Ministry of Water Resources. In 2004, our Honorable Minister then, Alhaji Mukhtar Shagari, visited this place on the instructions of Mr. President. And at that time, this place had been abandoned for almost 25 years. And it was the plea of the Enugu state government that the federal government should intervene and assist in the rehabilitation of this project. And the minister on that trip promised the federal government will intervene. And it was on that trip that the minister ordered us to package this project for rehabilitation, which we did. And the first phase of that rehabilitation was packaged for the cost of 1,166,000,000 naira, 1.66 billion naira. Yes. 1.166 billion naira. That was the cost as packaged in 2004. This contract was not awarded until 2007. That was when work started in this place, 2007. The major problem of this project is that water does not get to the field because the headrace had failed at about 11 out of the 13 cross drains on the headrace. The cross drains had been fabricated with some aluminium material, corrugated aluminium carved materials. And all those 11 cross drains have been removed and replaced with concrete box culverts with the canals going over to bring water into the fields. Water can now move from the intake to the field, but there is no water in the field now because the work has not been completed. The contractor, as of today, is being owed, out of that 1.16 billion, is being owed almost 500 million. He has been paid about 100. He's not on site now because there has been a break for a while. Last year, when he finished some of the works, he was expecting to be paid, but he wasn't paid, so he hasn't remobilized. Well, we notified him there will be a visit. He has his people here who have closed the weir so that water can come into the canal, so that it can be seen that water can move, that all those cross drains have been rehabilitated. We can even drive along that headrace to see all the cross drains. This road we're standing on now, at that time when this project started, was impassable. This was, the earthworks here have been done. And from the bridge there, even that Bailey Bridge was quite delicate and has been rehabilitated. Yes, the water on the farm, the major issue has been addressed. And I know that as soon as the contractor is paid some money, he will come back and put water in the field. Because if somebody can rehabilitate those cross drains that have failed for many years, putting water from these structures here which have failed wouldn't be a problem.
The way you know this is tilapia. As they are seeing people here, it's hard for them to come out. Had it been his catfish, you will see them. How fishy?
Now what is remaining is to go to the fields here and replace the structures that are broken down and open up all the canals, the control structures, the small control structures that push water into the farms.
That's what is remaining.
That's what is remaining. There are other control structures on all the canals. That's why we have roads all along the canal so that those structures can be controlled. Now, those structures have not been fully rehabilitated. So they are going to be rehabilitated in this contract. And the lands gotten back for cultivation, for dry season cropping, has already mapped out. Now, this project has a lure. Yes. This project has about 120 kilometers of roads within it, including these roads that come into it, the access roads. It has about 120 kilometers of canals. This headrace canal is 14.8 kilometers.
What do you want to say? We are the Godi farmers working here. If I want to be... during the rainy season, the water will traverse back to the field, destroying our crops. Yeah. At the end of the day, the road sometimes will not be moving out from this place up to 2 weeks because of the bridge. And the major problem here, they should check, have been abandoned. This water, when you close up, earlier said he has used this place for the fall. This place have not been used. If it had been used, there will be a blockade here that will make the water to flow this direction. For 2 years now. We tried. I was not born. I mean, within the period we are here. We are not talking about the period you are here. We appeal to them to assist us in order not to waste the crops that we invested in, the money invested in by the state. There are some major plans that they would have cleared, and that will control, give us a temporary measure. Exactly. Okay, thank you, sir. We believe after you're coming to be taken care of.
Dominic from Iga. I'm a rice farmer. This farm has been done earlier by Anambra State government through the Japanese experts. I think it was Japanese experts that built this earlier. It is true that the way the engineer spoke, the inlet of the canal, some of the places, some of the drainages were done by galvanized pipe. But the contractor came in, is doing it with concrete, actually, we agree. But inlet of the canal, there are some areas it gets very close to the mainstream of this river. And as the water is flowing now, if you leave it for long, it will collapse. It will melt the edge of the canal, and then the water will now divert back to the mainstream of the river. So if that place is done with concrete, those such areas is concreted and height enough, then the water cannot go back to the mainstream again. It will have enough force to go to the field. And if it is done, and water cannot climb here, water looks for its level. The field needs to be leveled very, very well. And then the drainages and the canal and the distribution canals has to be done well. So in the way that the distribution canal has to be higher than the field, so that water can go to the field and we can be able to crop about 3 times in a year. If it is done that way, we will boast of bringing food enough for the Federation and our state. Thank you so much. You are most welcome. Chief Ifanasi Dominic, Chairman of the Farmers. Yes, Chairman of the Farmers. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir.
Well, Chief Ifanasi, thank you very much for coming to receive us. And we are on National Good Governance Tour to look at those projects we are doing out there. Those that are working, those that are not working, why are they not working, so that government can intervene to get them work. We have seen that this big farm, which was started by Eastern Regional Government, and which the federal government decided to work on the water supply, irrigation, unfortunately broke down in the 80s and 90s. Sorry. It broke down in the 80s and 90s, and now, since 2004, there has been an attempt to recover this irrigation project so that farmers can plant as they used to plant. Unfortunately, there are still issues which we have just come to verify now. And I have listened to you carefully. You are raising technical issues which I believe that the engineers working here and the contractor are very familiar with. What is most important for us as we go back to Abuja is to report exactly what we have seen here. Because what is stopping this farm from functioning now is very small. It has no reason to delay to this level that we have seen now. But you see, that's why we don't want to sit in Abuja and be taking reports. That's why we say, let us come out to the field and see how things are working. When we sit in Abuja, civil servants will write a report to us and we will think that things are going well. So we decided that we should come out to verify how things are going. Clearly, here at Adani, this farm we should be giving this nation a significant proportion of the rice that we need. And the farm is already developed, it's lying fallow. This, I am sure, as we go back to Abuja, we will report to Mr. President what we have seen, and I can assure you that under the present agricultural transformation agenda, which is being run by Dr. Adani, this farm will definitely be recovered. This farm will be recovered, and this farm will be recovered in a short while. It will not be long, because we have seen what has been done and what is remaining. So we will urge the Ministry of Water Resources and Agriculture to prioritize as a matter of urgency the completion of the work that has been done. Understand that the most difficult aspects have been done. It's just the drains in the field that need to be fully erected so that water can flow to every part of the farm. So we have seen the potential here, we have seen the resources that are available here, and as we go back, we are going to concentrate on how, as quickly as possible, this should be completed. Having said this, I do not believe that on completion, this should go back to government at all. Because I have seen very clearly that the capacity, the attitude that we have in public service is not to run a project like this. Both the irrigation aspect of it as well as the farm, in my opinion, should be going directly to private farmers. If you hand over this place to private farmers, they will run this irrigation project, they will water the farm, they will work with outgrowers, they will produce enough rice here without any government intervention. This farm has the capacity to raise money to run its irrigation system as well as produce profit for both the main farmers and the outgrowers. Government should have no, that is what the president is saying under the new transformation agenda. Government has no business wasting money here through we the public servants. Because whether the water flows or doesn't flow, salaries will flow. So nobody is really prepared, to take the risk. If it is private, this place will never stop. This place will never stop. So I feel, all of us are, highly disappointed with this kind of waste here. So I'm sure that we'll be able to report appropriately to Mr. President. And I also spoke to the Minister of Water Resources on phone, and she told me that the priorities have already reached the desk of Mr. President, because she is a new person. She has worked hard, she has raised memos on this farm, and they are already with the President for immediate consideration. So this has already been done. I spoke to the Minister while we were driving through the farm. So I want to assure you and other farmers, hard-working farmers of Adani, who are ready to give Nigeria enough rice, that we will work on this, because Mr. President program is rice sufficiency, production of rice by 2015 within Nigeria. No more importation from 2015. And Adani must be a strategic part of this program from what we have seen here. So I appeal to our farmers. Mr. President is with them, the entire government is with them, and everything shall be done to restore this farm to its past glory. That is why this democracy is different from military rule. Under the military, the farm broke down. We have to return the farm to active service for the country. But just be patient with us and watch the infrastructure and facilities, so that when it is restored, there will be enough peace here and security. It is for you people. We will do everything to get this done. And this is, you see, this is the governor here. So between Enugu state government and all of us, things will be done to get it done. Yeah? So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Africa stand, youth awake. Africa stands.
Graduate farmers, we sent to Port Novo. I was trained, and we are back. Actually, His Excellency, the Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Sullivan Shime, has done a lot for us. He has given us what we need, but the problem we have now, is, if I can call it, the way forward. Like last year, we cultivated rice here through the help of Songhai. We were able to get 200 tons with 87 hectares. We are just pleading if the federal government can come to our aid through all this agricultural program, like Shopee, all the rest of them, and open a lot of lands for us. We can cultivate up to 20 hectares. We are eager to spend our life in agriculture. We are all graduates, like I have master's degree, and most of them have their different degrees too. They have one pursuing PhD, but all have left all these things to come back. But the problem is that the present political situation now is frustrating us. Like for 3 months now, we have not been given anything like the little stipend they used to give to us. We are all hungry as we are talking to you now. So we are praying that if you can just know what you can do, we don't even need their money, but what we need is their support, empowerment from the federal, state, and local government. We promise to give the food to the whole. That's the middle of this anthem we just sang now. I'm Patrick Mba, their leader. Thank you.
Well, you are not looking hungry at all. You are not looking hungry. You are looking like a farmer, but you are not looking hungry. So I'm looking hungry, but I'm not looking hungry. Well, first of all, let me thank the young farmers, our graduates, who are out here waiting for the opportunity to get going, to produce food. In the past, you know, when people think that because you have a master's degree, you cannot be a farmer. No, the agriculture of the future is knowledge-based. It's knowledge-based. So we need young people, graduates, who are prepared to take on agriculture. And that's why we had this huge infrastructure here. That's the point I was making to your senior colleague. This one has a PhD already. He has been doing this farming for a long time. So he's even teaching us engineering here. So I'm sure that, like I've told him before you, government will intervene quickly to return this farm back to farmers. That is why we're on Good Governance Tour, to find out exact problems, report back so that action will follow. I told you I discussed with the minister, Mrs. Sarah Ochekpe, when we were driving onto this farm, and she said already everything concerning this farm, the priorities have been summarized, and already they are with Mr. President. We will do everything as we go back through the report of the National Good Governance Tour to ensure that this huge farm is recovered as quickly as possible. Secondly, as young farmers, you have to work with Enugu state government. I'm sure that the issues you raised is the acting governor, His Excellency Sunday Chidi Onyebuchi is already here with us. He's been going out with us since morning, and I'm sure that everything will be done. The Governor Silva has already done most of the job. He are taking you for training up to, Songhai, and you are back. So if they didn't intend to deploy you, they will not train you. You now have the skills. The government has done it. What is remaining is for us to work to fix this farm so that you can put your skills to action. So we'll do everything possible to give you support. Thank you very much.